Hey everyone, Tech here, and this is episode, I believe, 21 of our Crusader Kings 2 Let's Play of Croatia, and this is going to be a slightly special episode, so to speak. It's going to be a shorter episode, as you'll probably tell by the minutes on it as you're watching it here. I just wanted to kind of do a quick video, talk about a couple of announcements, answer a couple of questions, and then also at the same time kind of look at the map, look at some of the things that are going on, so that then it can encourage any of you, if you have some ideas, suggestions, things like that, because we're going to talk about that a little bit here. Just feel free to you know, put them up prior to me kicking off into the next episode, because come the next episode, episode 22, ashes are really we're gonna really drive forward then. So anyway, a couple things. One thing I wanted to bring up is, I believe it was just today or yesterday, I think, it was announced the next DLC coming up, and I kind of wanted to point some people's attention to it if they hadn't seen it. And I will put a link to their announcement video down in the description below. But they announced that the next DLC that's coming out is going to be a custom leader DLC, where you'll be able to actually custom design a leader, you know, how they look, their coat of arms, everything, where they're going to start at. You can customize their family members and everything. I mean, it's pretty comprehensive as far as, you know, if you don't want to have to be playing as somebody else, you can, you know, play as whoever you want. You can make them up, you know, so, you know, you can make Vlad the Impaler or something and start him off in Spain or something, whatever. I mean, you can kind of go crazy with it, I think. So that's kind of neat. So that's coming up. I guess it's supposed to release on April 17th, and they said it's going to be around about $4 or $5, I guess. So, of course, if you're in other countries, you know, I'm in America, so, you know, translate accordingly. Anyway, just a couple things I wanted to bring up too. As you can see here, we have Ash, who is ruling now, and we did really good on the transition. I know somebody mentioned everything went really smooth overall. You know, I think we did a good job overall of getting him some good traits and getting him set up real well. And, you know, the Dimitar living long enough for us to switch to secession laws was really a key as well. You know, if he'd have quirked off a little earlier, things would have definitely been quite a bit different. So, you know, as it is, you know, we came into a king who's, you know, almost max 6 of 8 on his demens. You know, we're in good shape, really. So, you know, we have a little bit more cleaning up to do on Croatia here, and, you know, then trying to look at other opportunities to expand. One thing I wanted to bring up is thank you for all the comments. Somebody, and I should have wrote the name down of whoever it was, and that's my fault. Maybe I'll annotate it back on the video. But somebody mentioned one mistake that I made, and it was something I kind of wasn't aware of, because it was like a bad habit that carried over from Sengoku when I played it, was about dismissing your armies. And somebody brought it up on the last video that I dismissed my army in an enemy territory. When you do that, you lose a chunk of your troops. And hey, thanks for pointing that out. You know, I had a bad understanding. I remember reading like a strategy post or something back when I was playing Sengoku, which, for those not familiar, Sengoku is kind of the feudal Japan paradox strategy game that came before this, and kind of used a lot of the same UI and mechanic elements. And I had remembered reading a post from somebody that they gave, and you know, now that I think back about it, maybe they were just talking from role-playing standpoints or something or whatever, but I was always under the understanding of, like, when a war was over and you dismissed your troops wherever they were, it was that they were all just kind of going back to their home counties. He had described it to where they were just, it took a while, so wherever they were at, it would take a while before they filtered back to wherever their home counties were. You know, I wasn't under the understanding that you were directly losing them. It was just that it took a couple of weeks or whatever, and they would filter back. And I just really had never given a thought about it, because I had read that. And obviously that was completely wrong. So when you dismiss your armies, you want to make sure that they're in a district that you control. So in this case, I think they were all here in Zaklumia or whatever. I should have had them attacking Osora, I guess, and then when I took it and dismissed them, you know, I wouldn't have lost as many troops. But anyway, I just wanted to point that out, and thanks for that comment. And I do want to thank everybody for the positive comments and suggestions. You know, I do read them. I may not read every single solitary one of them, but I do read the majority of all the the comments and posts that people make. I do get a lot of private messages too. I mean, generally with every video, I typically get at least 2 private messages from people either asking a question about something on the video or just saying, you know, hey, great video or whatever. So, and I do try to read all those and address those as well. So if you have something that you feel is really important and you really want to ask me about it, you can send me a private message, and you know, there's a little bit better chance I will absolutely read that. So and anyway, just again here looking over our map, you can kind of see again we're in pretty good shape here. Our vassals are all in the green. I think our bishops were good. Hey, what happened here? Why is the bishops... Are we in between a pope and died or something? Is that a bug or something? Let me run it just for a few days. And pause it. It's like, oh, there it is. Okay, I guess it was just kind of a weird bug. It just hadn't loaded the Pope's numbers, which, you know, we're still in good shape on that. One thing we're going to do, you see I have a lot of money now. Part of that was because I inherited money from Dimitar and Ash both had, you know, their own amount of money. I mean, Dimitar, when he died, had about 500-ish, I think, and then Ash had maybe 400-ish or something, and so now I got like almost 1,000. So one big thing we're going to start doing in the next episode is really start to build up our infrastructure and do a lot of upgrades, especially in the capital city. We're going to really try to hit the upgrades here, try to improve the levy amounts and things like that. So that's one thing I know I will be doing in the next video. The other thing is, I think somebody suggested that I should be using my Chancellor over here probably, although they are at war right now, but we'll see how that turns out. But I'm probably going to do that, maybe switch the Chancellor over there to try to fabricate a claim, because I think we can already go ahead and move on Milman, actually. Somebody did say I should vassalize Milman. I'm not really sure if that would work real well, because he hates me -100, and that would take a monumental effort for me to get that into the green, and usually the offer vassalization will only work if they like you. So I'm not really sure if that would work. So any other comments or suggestions? And if any of you do have any comments or suggestions, I'm just kind of clicking around here so you can see what's going on. But you can see that our king, our ruler's in pretty good shape. We're going to do some upgrades. Our successor, we need to sort that out because we don't want to leave it as Milman. What I was trying to do, because somebody had asked about that, what I'm trying to do is my wife right now is pregnant. So I kind of was going to maybe just hold off and wait and see if she happens to have a son, and then that way I could just switch it to him. Because I'm not sure if you take any kind of penalty to where if I switch, say if I switch the heir right now to, like, you know, Bob or something, and then after that if I switch it off of Bob to my son, I then take a penalty hit with Bob, I think. And so I'd rather just, you know, if I can just sit here and wait a few months of game time, we don't have to worry about that. So it does look like up here in Hungary they solved some of their issues. It looks like they stomped out those couple guys that revolted, and that whole thing up here, I guess. Well, let's actually real quick, let's send our spy master. Well, no, we can't do that. I say we can send the spy master up there so we can get a better look and see what's going on. Well, actually, he's already up there. Our chancellor's up there. But yeah, it looks like they fought some of that off. Byzantine Empire looks like they keep pushing out to the east more. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at. I mean, we're doing pretty good, but it's time to start mapping out some other strategies coming up here. So again, this is just a quick video. I wanted to point out the DLC, wanted to point out some of the questions and suggestions people had made, and then also go ahead and prompt you guys right now. It'll probably be about maybe 2 days. It'll be like this weekend. Today's Friday. I'm recording this, and I will probably start recording the next 2 or 3 Let's Play episodes probably tomorrow night, Saturday night. So if you're seeing this like Friday night or Saturday or early on, throw some suggestions on here or send me private messages, and then I said then Saturday night I'll address some of that stuff and start cranking the next episodes out. So anyway, thanks for watching, and see you with the new videos probably Saturday night, Sunday early, something to that effect. So anyway, thanks.